I once job shadowed a newscaster locally when I was in high school, and I remember asking her, did you always know that this was something you wanted to do in your life? Did you always know this was the career you wanted to pursue? And what she responded to me was that she was doing this since she was little, as in she would pretend to be a newscaster for fun and make homemade videos when she was a kid. It seems like many people do what they love in their spare time, whether it's in study hall or whether it's at your house during the summer, after work, during breaks. What I did back in high school during study hall, but also after tests when we would have extra time, was I would conjugate Japanese verbs, which sounds extremely weird and extremely nerdy, but I've gotten a bunch of responses from people who would pass by me seeing that I did that. One of them being, "You're weird, you're a nerd." Good luck with that, because they saw, oh, she's learning Japanese, she wants to learn it, ugh, that's too hard, good luck with that, see how far you get. And then occasionally a sincere, wow, that's really cool that you're doing that. Sometimes other people can be a discouragement to you. In the first part of this, I talked about how we could be a discouragement to ourselves when it comes to language learning. I have the link for that in the description, or at the end of this video if you'd like to see part 1 if you haven't already. But in this part, you could see how other people can be a discouragement to you too. It could just be people in passing, like when I was at school. It could be your own friends. It could even be your own family who tries to discourage you in language learning. I remember talking to somebody who had seen my list of things that I wanted to do for the summer. I always make a list. I'm a goal-oriented person and I really like to have a list of things that I could check off throughout the summer, mini goals that make me feel like I'm accomplishing something. And one of them was, because I was younger and I didn't really know better about making smaller goals and I was very ambitious, was that I wanted to speak Spanish, be fluent in Spanish, because at the time I did not speak a whole lot of Spanish. And I remember this person saw my list and laughed when they saw that, and they're like, oh, speak Spanish. Tell me how that goes for you. Needless to say, by the end of that summer, I did not accomplish that. However, a couple summers later, I did take the step to just speak Spanish, and I was able to be conversational. However, that is in a different video if you want to hear that story. Other people can be very discouraging when they say these kinds of things. It could be just because they're Debbie Downers and they think, oh, well, I could never do it. No one could ever do it if they're not a native speaker of the language. Japanese is impossible. Arabic's impossible. Any language that does not use the Latin alphabet is impossible. But really, anyone can learn another language. People have done it plenty of times. Just look on YouTube, you'll see many polyglot videos. You'll see many people who have tried and succeeded in learning these hard languages. They may be harder than other ones for a native English speaker, but they have done it before. So what should you do when someone tries to discourage you? Whether it's on purpose because they are jealous, and they think they can never do that and they don't want you to succeed, or they're just being mean and making fun of you, or if they feel like they can't do it themselves. Well, I could tell you to just get over it and that, you know, don't pay attention to them, but that's really not the easiest thing you can do. I know once I hear someone's words, sometimes they'll tend to stick for a while, especially if it's a negative thing. So what I would have to say about that is show them, prove them wrong. No one likes to be told that they're wrong. And what better thing can you do than just strive to learn this language? Just take it little by little. Do at least maybe like 15 minutes of studying every day. And even though you won't make progress that quickly, you'll be making progress, and next thing you know, you'll be putting simple sentences together. Then you'll be able to write a paragraph. Then you'll be able to speak a little bit more. So I would suggest doing a little bit a day. Consistency is the key. Show them, prove them wrong, show them you can learn this language, and maybe you'll inspire them. That's another thing you should do. Forget about what the other person says and actually strive to be an inspiration to other people. Not only are you showing them that you can learn this language, but you're showing them that anyone could do it. Because if you can, anyone can. Really, anybody can learn a language. So try to inspire others. Don't take this comment to heart and then become bitter, or don't let someone dictate what you do. Try to inspire. The last thing that you want to do is remember the goal. Yes, they're discouraging you, but they're another person. As long as you're not discouraging yourself, remember your goal. You're the person who is studying the language. So don't let them stop you from what you're doing. What happened with me and speaking Japanese is that eventually I did give up, but it's not because of what the other people said. It was because I got really frustrated with kanji, and that's another story for another time. I'm slowly starting to study it again, but I'd focus on it more after studying Korean some more. But I didn't stop because of other people. You shouldn't stop because other people say the language you're learning isn't practical. If you like it, you should learn it. You should make those small goals and try to accomplish them. Actually, don't try, do accomplish them. And you'll be really happy in the end, because once you see that you are accomplishing these goals and that you're learning to speak more, write more, read more, or understand other people more, it'll be a lot better. And people are always going to say things to try to be discouraging. I see people who put up those polyglot videos and they put themselves out there speaking all these other languages, whether they know a lot or maybe just a beginner level, intermediate level. And people will flame no matter what. There are haters all the time. I've seen the huge polyglots like Benny Lewis get flamed for things. People are going to hate because they're jealous. Or maybe they are trying to give constructive criticism, but it just doesn't come out the right way. Either way, you shouldn't let someone stop you from reaching your goal, from reaching your dreams, or anything, no matter how big or small it is. So when someone tries to discourage you, you could listen to it and change your attitude and your approach to the language because of it. Or you could just ignore it and keep going on with your studies. Show them that they're wrong, and that you can do this, and that they can do this, and that anybody can do this. So, that's it. I hope that I was able to help you if you're feeling discouraged. If there are other things that discourage you, please leave that in the comments so we could discuss about that some more. How do you guys deal with discouragement when you get discouraged? That's all. I'll see you next week. Bye! Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you're wondering what kinds of resources you could use that are cheap or free for language learning, check out my blog, passionfordreaming.wordpress.com, and you could see a list of some of my favorite language learning resources, as well as a recent review I did for Skills Silo. If you choose to do a free lesson with Skills Silo and then to sign up afterwards, you could get 10% off by using a code found in my blog. Also, check out my Twitter and some of my other videos. And don't forget to subscribe.